Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're buckling up for a virtual road trip across Cambodia's rapidly booming cultural and ecotourism landscape. You know, when most people think of Cambodia, their minds instantly go straight to the magnificent Angkor Wat, right? But hey, there's actually a massive shift happening on the ground right now. Entirely new regions are stepping into the spotlight, and they're pulling in domestic and international travelers in absolute record numbers. So, what we're going to explore today is how five very distinct provinces, Taco, Kampong Spu, Rodonakiri, Battambang, and Kampong Tom, are completely transforming. They're evolving from those traditional, pass-through towns into these totally unforgettable destinations, places that brilliantly blend breathtaking nature with really rich ancient history. Here's our itinerary for today's journey. First, we'll look at the five attractive tourism regions. Then we'll dive into Tokyo and Kampong Spu, followed by the Northeast Paradise, the historical land of Battambang, and finally, the heart of Kampong Tom. Section 1. Taco and Kampong Spu, transforming the tourist map near Phnom Penh. Let's kick things off with Taco Province. This area alone boasts exactly 7 distinct cultural, historical, and natural sites that are just rapidly drawing in travelers. It's an area deeply, deeply rich in civilization and history. And while the province offers, amazing local food and super accessible travel routes, the real heavy hitters here are the iconic spots. We're talking about sites like Phnom Chisor, Phnom Tamao, Tan Labadi, and Phnom Da leading the charge. These aren't just your standard old ruins. There's stunning natural and historical landscapes that really create unforgettable memories for anyone who visits. Moving just a short distance away, we hit Kampong Spu. Now, this is fascinating to me because Kampong Spu has truly evolved from a simple drive-through area, a place you just kind of pass through on your way to the coast, into a major destination all its own, anchored by 5 key cultural sites. Just look at the variety here. You've got everything from the ancient cave of Panman Chas to the Tukpu hot springs. With all that fresh air, natural pine trees, and pristine environment, ecotourism here is absolutely thriving. And local authorities point out something incredibly important. Bringing tourists to these specific sites and providing things like bungalows and guest houses is absolutely crucial for creating local jobs. Plus, it actively reduces deforestation. So it's literally tourism acting as conservation, which is just awesome. Moving right along to our next section, Northeast Paradise, uncovering the gems of Rodonakiri. Let me tell you, this province is an absolute powerhouse for nature lovers. It boasts a staggering 14 potential tourism sites. That's huge! It's a region deeply defined by its rugged natural topography and its really rich indigenous heritage. It features literally everything, from the cascading Kachan and Cha-Ong waterfalls to the massive, vast expanses of Yoroshe National Park and the Lumpphut Wildlife Sanctuary. But the undeniable heart, the absolute star of the show for the entire province, is Yak Lom Lake. It's this breathtaking volcanic lake that understandably draws massive, massive crowds. And this actually brings up a really brilliant contrast in the region, because while Yak Lom is that bustling heart that everyone knows about, travelers who are seeking absolute peace and quiet can drive just 40 kilometers outside the provincial town. There you'll find the completely serene and largely tourist-free Yak Am Yak Kara Lake. It's basically a perfect example of how this province completely caters to both your mainstream tourists and your off-the-beaten-path explorers. Next up, the historical land of Battambang, where history meets nature. Battambang is another total powerhouse, holding 11 distinct cultural tourism sites. But beyond just the sites themselves, what's truly remarkable to me is the economic impact. Through vocational training and bustling tourism, these sites impressively provide indirect employment to around 20,000 local residents. I mean, wow, that is a massive, game-changing boost to the local economy. Now, check this out because there's a really fascinating split in visitor preference here. The data actually shows that foreign tourists flock heavily to the ancient historical temples, places like Banan, Ekpanam, and Baset. But meanwhile, domestic tourists, they tend to prefer the natural spots, playing in the water and experiencing that famous bamboo train, known locally as the nori. So it's a destination that perfectly balances 2 entirely different types of travel demand. But no matter where you're visiting from, there is one major consensus. As Homa Arun from the Provincial Tourism Department points out, the ancient and culturally significant Phnom Simpho remains the ultimate centerpiece.
It is hands down the most attractive destination for the entire region. It's an absolute must-see that pretty much brings everyone together.
Finally, we arrive at the heart of Kampong Thom, the center of Cambodia. Located just 168 kilometers from Phnom Penh, this province is home to about 800,000 people. And because it sits right at the geographical center, it holds some of the country's absolute most vital historical anchors. Kampong Thom offers 6 major highly attractive destinations. It just beautifully combines the natural, laid-back relaxation of the Prey Pras River and Samrath Lake with profound, deeply historical temple structures like Kuknokor and Phnom Santok. So the crucial point to take away here is that among all these incredible sites, one stands completely undisputed. The internationally renowned ancient Sambar Praikuk Temple is considered the ultimate masterpiece. It's the beating heart of Kampong Thom province. Honestly, it's an archaeological marvel that firmly puts the province on the global map. Well, we've seen how Cambodia's tourism map is expanding way beyond the traditional hotspots. From the eco-resorts of Kampong Speu actively preserving pine forests to the ancient wonders of Battambang providing tens of thousands of jobs, tourism here isn't just a fun trip, it's literally transforming communities. You really don't have to just visit Angkor Wat anymore. So, looking at all these wildly diverse options, which of these 5 distinct provinces will you choose to explore next? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.